Listen. It's been like 7 months, maybe like 6 or 7 months since I picked up the camera. It's literally like August 31st, and I have not recorded a thing. This lighting is garbage. I'm sick of it. But you know, it's okay. We're gonna thug through this. Anyways, so this video is all the books that I read while I was away. So here's the thing, okay? For the month of August, technically, I've only read one book, and technically, I'm not really done. I will be done tonight. And now, some months I did not read. Can't tell you which months were what. I posted random things on TikTok here and there. I will start from the top of what I've read from what I can recall from the beginning of the year until now. I have them all stacked all the way down here on my little step stool. First book that I read, Underlog by Mariana Zapata. I think I read that at the end of the year going into 2025, and I finished it like the very beginning of 2025. I don't remember a lot. All I remember is that she was working for this tattoo artist. I don't remember much about her life or anything. I think she had a brother. I think they're all in the motorcycle world, if I can't recall, whatever. That's my first Mariana Zapata book. And I mean, it was good. I think I said it was a 4-star, like when I read it or whatever. I normally don't do Goodreads or anything, girl. I don't be doing any of that. So it's hard for me to keep up, but I'm going to try to at some point. But yeah, I think it was like 4 stars for me. I think I just had a good time. It was just a good time. It was nothing more than that. There were a lot of like, sexual innuendos here and there. It was kind of like very often, which was a little annoying. But overall, I mean, it was decent. It probably is a 3-star though. It was probably a 4-star in the moment, but then like really it's probably a 3. Would I recommend it? Maybe. I mean, that's up to you. But that's all I remember. Motorcycles, she was working the front desk, and he was kind of like standoffish, all the things. I think all of Mariana Zapata's books, you don't really get the male's POV. I don't know much about it. You have to look up Larry Reed's video about Mariana Zapata books. That is her favorite author. So yeah, that's how that went for me. This is about to tumble. I can tell you that right now. Fire the Everflame is book 1 of the Kendrick Curse Saga by Penn Cole. And let me tell you something. The Kendrick Curse Saga, okay, we follow Dim. Dim, she will irritate your soul, okay? She's aggravating. Like, she makes dumb decisions sometimes. And she can just be, she will piss you off, okay? She will piss you off. And honestly, I was going to DNF it at first, right? But I was like, something's telling me to keep reading because there's a mystery element, right? Because I wanted to know what happened to her mom. And I know you're about to say that's a spoiler. It's really not, because you know that from jump. Like, her mom disappears, we're trying to figure out what happened to her mom. Was she unalived, or was she taken? What was happening? And basically, DM is trying to figure that out. She's like spazzing and she wants to figure it out, basically. And that's all I'm going to tell you about this, because there are things that you find out as you go and you're like, oh my God, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. It is a slow burn. I mean, slower than slow. Do you hear me? Slower than slow. Some people have spoiled like how slow it is, and I'm not going to spoil it for you. But I'm just going to tell you, it is slower than Christmas, okay? But honestly, I wasn't mad. Like, every time we saw the main love interest and there was moments, I was eating it up. I was eating every little crumb. I licked it off the plate. You hear me? I loved it. Oh my gosh, Luther. I love Luther. And I have started the second book, which I believe is Glow of the Everflame. I have started Glow of the Everflame. I think I'm only 20% in Glow of the Everflame, but when you get there, things pick up. This is slow. You're going to know every single thing just about that happens. There might be little nuggets you don't see coming. The end, I think part of the end you might not know, but for the most part, you're gonna know. But when you open Glow of the Everflame, you don't know a thing. You don't know a thing, okay? And that's why I'm loving it so far. I have paused it. It's been like a, I don't know, 5 to 6 month pause on the series just because of life. When I plan to get back into this, I'm not stopping. Fantasy Fingers podcast, they have been breaking down the Kendrick Curse Saga series up until wherever she is now. I think book 4 or is book 4 coming out in fall. I'm not really sure. Yeah, it's worth the read. I definitely think it's worth the read. I mean, it's at least worth trying on Kindle before you buy it. So that's what I did, and I ended up liking it. Say Swear by Megan Brandy. This did something to me. I feel played by everybody on YouTube and TikTok, because y'all made this seem like it was not gonna do what it did, and it did what it did. I understand now why they say go into this blind. You can read the back, it don't tell you nothing. Honestly, you just gotta read this one. Chase is gonna piss you off and make you more mad than before. I don't even know how to. You can't really compare Chase because of what's going on in here, and you'll know if you read it. But I will say this is a top read for me still. Like, this was so good. It had me broken. It had me crying. It had me wrecked. The beginning was boring, annoying. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so annoying dealing with this, da 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 da. But she didn't know any better. Noah's that guy. I'm not mad about it for her. She deserves that. And that's all I can say about this. I recommend this for sure. I know we already had a vlog for Airfire and Assassin's Blade. I don't remember if I really spoke too much on that video about it, but I'm just gonna really quickly tell you right now. If you're reading Throne of Glass, go ahead and get Assassin's Blade out the way. Read this. I wouldn't say first, no, because you need Throne of Glass to kind of get you into the story. At least for me, that's what I did. Okay, look, I want to know what's going on, then I'll jump back into this when I get a chance. I would read this before Airfire. People say you can read it after Airfire, but before Queen of Shadows. I understand that part. Also, I feel like you should read it before Airfire, because once you read Airfire, you're not going to want to stop. You're not going to want to stop. And I thought I was going to have a more emotional impact reading this after Airfire. I didn't. I was pissed, but I also wanted to get to Queen of Shadows. So again, read this after Throne of Glass or after Kind of Midnight, but definitely before Airfire. Don't waste your time. Don't push this off. Overall, it was nice to get a little more background. The last novella, if you know, you know. Yeah, they gave you the extra 0.5 for sure. It might be 4-star because now I was pissed off when I got to the end. I was like, oh, baby, it's time. It's time. So at first, I was like, oh, it's a 4-star. It's a lot. But again, y'all have to understand, like, for me, I'm new to fantasy still. Like, all I really read is Sarah J. Maas books. And I've only read ACOTAR and Akhmov. I'm not even done with ACOTAR yet. Like, even ACOTAR was tough for me to get through. It's taking me forever, like over a year now or more to get through that. You see what I'm saying? This was a tough one for me a little bit just because it was a lot going on. It was in POVs. I wasn't really understanding a lot of things. One day I might listen to this again or read it again. Probably not. Y'all know me. That's that. I would definitely say it's a 5-star read though. When I really thought about it and let it sink in, I was like, this is 5-star. Story build, putting it together. And I think if I would have read Assassin's Blade before this, I would have really got that feel. So that's why I'm kind of irritated that I waited, because now I get the impact of this being such a powerful book, if that makes any sense. So yeah, 5-star read for sure. I read that last year, but I never like really talked about it, so I wanted to get that out of the way now. Perfect Child by Lucinda Berry, and I read the sequel for novella. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, I read those, and no, it was a good build the whole time. I was like, okay, ooh, thriller, it's suspense. I feel like I'm on the edge of my seat, and then got to the end, like, bro, what is this? This is what I read all this for? So I was really irritated. Very, very, very irritated. And then I'm thinking, okay, let me see what the little sequel thing is going to have, short novella moment is going to have. And girl, it didn't get for me. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's not even a 3-star for me. So I'm just going to leave it at that. It was not a great time for me personally. I never like doing that to books, but I'm trying to be more honest and transparent about some of the things. But yeah, I mean, it's like a 2-star because they gave you that build. You know what I'm saying? They gave me that, ooh, and then everything else was just a letdown for me. Maybe because I've read too many thrillers, I guess, but I don't know, I just felt like she could have done more with that twist and the big impact, all that build for that. I was just like, no. So yeah, that is how those 2 books went, and I won't pick up another book from her, I don't think. I read Hookshot by Jenny Ryan. The first one was Long Shot, the second one was Block Shot. Y'all know I love Long Shot. That trauma, girl, check your triggers, okay? That was too much trauma. I was punching the book. Hookshot was good. It was cute. It was emotional. It was kind of rough. Still check your triggers for this, because what Lo had experienced in her past, she does tell you exactly what chapter where it is like visually described of the experience. But I just loved her and Keenan. I loved like his interactions with his daughter, just navigating that, and his trying to have a new relationship with Lo and all these different things, and Lo becoming herself, like letting go, opening up, and really healing from her past. Oh, this is so good. Like typical Keenan Ryan. I mean, she will break your heart and put it back together and keep doing it over and over and over again. And this is so good. So cute. I will say this is probably 4.5 for me. Not 5. I don't know why. I just don't have anything that's like, you know what I mean? Like, it was good that I flew through it, but it was just a smooth read. You know what I mean? Like, it was smooth. Like, Long Shot, like, damaged me for real. She tied a little bow at the end for me, and I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, girl. And then Block Shot pissed me off. She made sure these characters were dedicated to themselves, and I loved that. It was a 5-star. This one is like, it was just comfort. It was a comfort read, but it was tough about the mental health stuff. That's just it. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think overall the series is a 5-star for sure. Like, what are we talking about? It was 5-star. I also read Heart of the Villain by Danny Crooks. Yes, that is a novella. It's book 1.5 in our fantasy series. The first book was Revenge of Forgotten, which I love. 5 stars. Found family, enemies to lovers. And book 2 was about sister, who's a villain in this world, right? And it's more about her backstory. And that really, listen, I was crying on the first 2 pages because I was like, how dare you? Like, how dare she experience this, right? So it just gave us more understanding of who she is and how she became who she is currently. So it was a really tough read, but we got some tea. Some tea was spilled. You hear what I'm saying? Some tea was spilled. And I'm ready to see what's happening in book 2. Drive Me Home by Carly Robin. Okay, so this one I found through one of Molly Goyen's newsletters. Girl, it was a good time. I had a very good time. I was giggling. So the main character, she has type 1 diabetes. She has like the pump in her stomach and everything. And she's living life. She's discovering herself. Her brother's an F1 racer. So she's kind of like with him, like kind of like traveling and stuff. I forgot why. Girl, that's all I really remember. I guess that's like a 4-star. Faded to the Wolf Prince by April L. Moon. That was an accident. That was an accident. All the OG werewolf fated mates vibes that I needed. And when I tell you, start that, you're not going to be able to stop. I literally was not able to stop. I was eating it up. And when stuff happened, I mean, boom, 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 boom. I mean, it happens. Like, it's nonstop. Like, it's cutthroat. Like, it's reckless. Like, oh gosh, that book was so freaking good. And I think I'm on the second one is follows one of her friends. Yes, Faded to the Feral Wolf. Yeah, I'm 55% into that one. Girl, I don't remember their names, child. Listen, if I was the main character girl and she's faded to the Wolf Prince, meaning that him and his pack, they will lead over all the packs in their world or whatever, or their continent area, something like that, basically. Currently, the father is in charge and he is meant to take over at some point. But basically, they formulate this whole thing, like his father does, for his son, the Wolf Prince, to find his fated mate. They send all the unmated or people that have not found their mate yet all to their territory area where the Wolf Prince and them are, and they set up all these events for like 2-3 days or whatever so they can find their mate. That is basically it, and I don't want to give you anything more, but yeah, it gives you everything. It gives you war, it gives you love, it gives you found family, it gives you mystery, it gives you some suspense moments, some unexpected things. Our girl is a werewolf doctor. She's very well educated, so you know we're gonna have those moments in there. And girl, it was good. It was so freaking good. 5 freaking stars. You hear me? Stars. Like the emotions of the second book following her friend, because this friend is the one that is more reserved, quiet, kind of keep to herself, but you know she might have a lot to say. She's protective. She's really a fighter, you know what I mean? Like she's like, and you know, in the werewolf world, you have like your Beta and Gamma, right? This friend for the second book, Faded to the Feral Wolf, she gives me like she's home girl's Beta. You know what I mean? Like that type of energy, and that's something I'm liking. And then her other friend, something going on with her, somebody else, girl. It is. Girl, the TV 10. Girl, it's always something, girl. I'm telling you, it's always something. And then, like, when you get to book 2, it's even more stuff. You find out, like you trying to figure out, what's going on over there, but them know. But it's like you can't even focus because you're worried about this situation. Girl, and it's still dealing with the main couple from the first book, too. So it's like everybody's stuff is, like, all intertwining. Everything is happening. Girl, I kind of missed that. I need to run it back. I need to get back to it. But anyway, yes. Faded to the Wolf Prince is a 5-star read. I am 55% into the Faded to the Feral Wolf. Girl, that's good. That's good. That's good. Oh my god. I forgot about these books that I read. Picture Us by Molly Owens. Yes, that was great, y'all. I did a whole vlog about that, so I'm not about to waste so much time on that, but I will tell you, you already know it was 5 stars. Great book. I'm going to read Coach Me next, which came out, I think, August 17th, so I'm going to read that. I'll probably read it on Kindle. I love this book. Like, this to me is one of her best books. Like, I'm not lying to you. This is probably the best I've read. Like, the best. So it might be a 6-star read for me. This is the best I've ever read from her. Like, she kills it with this one. And I know from what I heard from Coach Me, it might be even better. So I'm like excited. So I turned pretty. And I read all 3 books. So I'm going to tell you why. I read all 3 books because one time I was in Costco and we were shopping and stuff, and I saw it and I was like, oh, like, why don't I try to read it? And I didn't expect Billy to be so aggravating in these books, and she was all the way up until the end. I didn't expect me to like be irritated and pissed off with Conrad, but then like love him by the end. Jeremiah, sweet guy, but then pisses you off. This right here, it's hard to really say. I did not know she wrote To All the Boys I Love. I didn't read those, but I watched all those and I loved every single one of those movies. So I thought I might have liked the show a little bit. Not for me, not a fan. Especially when I found out that they were sleeping together, all this stuff like that. I just felt like that was unnecessary for me. I just felt like that was a bit much. Like, it kind of felt like trying to be Hollywood when it's like, we don't have to be. Like, you don't have to do that. But anyway, it was what it was. I will say this series is probably a 3.5. It wasn't nothing crazy. The only reason I really give it a 3 was because of how things ended. That was really it. I read all 3 books to get to the end. And honestly, these books are not thick reads. They're not hard reads. There's not a bunch of words on the page, girl. You can fly through this. If you're a fast reader, probably get through this in 2 to 3 days if you ain't got nothing else to do. It was good. I plan on unhauling this, though. This will be given to the library. But I'm glad that I read it, though, because I really do love Conrad. I just loved, like, how she displayed Conrad in here towards the end. I hated him in the beginning. I was like, bro, like, why? No. And then when we finally got his POV in book 3, like, I was sobbing. Like, I was literally sobbing. So for that, that's why this is a 3.5 star. Now, did we talk about the fantasy that I read, or did we talk about the emotional reads that I read? I'm gonna go with the emotional, and then we can jump into the fantasy. Keeping 13. I finally completed this. I have some reactions on TikTok, so y'all can look at that. Oh my god. Listen. I don't even think I can really say much. Look how much I dog-eared. The dog ears are crazy. That's how good this was. That's how sucked in I was. I dog-eared the mess out of Keeping 13. It was top tier. Emotional trauma, laughter, joy, pain. 6 stars. Like, what are we talking about? It's still following Joey and Shannon, okay? This kind of closes Joey and Shannon stuff. I did say 6, right? Joey, in the beginning, I was like, okay, because you're basically seeing them, like, fall in love, in a sense, you know what I mean? It's heavy, but it's a little bit different. I feel like Redeemus is where I'm going to get wrecked the most. I was crying in this, though, because there were some things I was like, oh my god. And also getting Aoife's POV. Like, I don't even know if I'm making sense, but this series is like, oh my god. And this is just the beginning. It's only book 3 out of the Boys of Thomas series. There are 6 books out right now, and I'm on book 4. Okay, I'm on Redeem 6. Boys of Atonement is literally a 6-star series, period. I don't care what nobody says. I don't really consider these romances. I kind of consider them just like emotional trauma reads where there is relationships forming throughout as they live out their lives. Wintermoon Hatch. I finally finished Wintermoon Hatch, and I am not disappointed. I do have a few things dog-eared. Y'all might be wondering, like, why are you dog-earing things? Because sometimes I'm doing stuff and I don't have time to be running to get a little tab. I'm not there yet. And I feel like the tabs are a little flimsy. So I'm not sure what to do about that. If you have tips, let me know. But right about now, they feel a little flimsy for me. Okay, Wintermoon Hatch. So it follows RavenCon. Get the audiobook and just put it on. You can do it for free if you have Spotify Premium, 15 hours of listening. I'm pretty sure that's about the whole book. Get the audiobook, because I was struggling. I'm not a big high fantasy reader. I want to become a high fantasy, epic fantasy reader at some point. I want to get there. So this was like really like tough for me. And I've read Fourth Wing. I've read some of the Akatar books and some of the Thorn Glass books, and this was still very tough. Very tough. And I still don't fully understand what I read. But I understood the romance part. I understood the majority of that, though. I understood that part, though. I understood that bond and relationship and all things, and that the whole drama situation, yes. I thought I didn't understand the ending, but I did get it. I think I was just kind of confusing myself, but I got the ending. This is a 6-star read. This right here, it's something about the writer being able to take their time and really deliver everything to you. That's what this felt like. Like, at first it seemed like, okay, like, it's a lot of, like, stuff being talked about, I feel like after reading this, every single page, every single, like, thought on here was worth it, and I loved all of it. I want to say, based off her interview she did with Fantasy Fangirls podcast, I think the plan is for it to be a trilogy. She hadn't planned on doing anything else, if I'm not mistaken. I think the next one comes out. Ooh, I don't think it's this fall anymore. I think it might be in the spring, top of 2026. I'm not sure. I am looking forward to the second book of the series. I don't want to say anything more than it follows Khan and Rave's story. I think that Fantasy Fangirls podcast will do a deeper dive, probably like right before the book comes out or when the book comes out or something like that, to give like a lot of context to things, because they did an interview with her, so I'm assuming they are. You just got to get through the first 13 chapters. I feel like once you get through chapter 1 through 13, then everything is like gold. Literally gold. Yeah, I think that wraps up like all the books I've read over the past 8 months. I have no clue what we're gonna read next, but that will probably be the next video I drop after this one. So you go ahead, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm so happy to be back. Just stay tuned, turn your notifications on so you don't miss a video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everybody.